from Twitch TV, and we're back. So, missed it yesterday. Had some work to do, so didn't get to cast yesterday. But now we're back, and let's run our test. See where we're at. I think we raise exception. So let's figure out what the problem is. Looks like our test is socket acceptor. Let's see here. Socket acceptor lib. Is your socket acceptor? So, darn, I didn't get what line it was. Come on. It was line 42. So here, where our socket is dead. It's dead. Alright, so test. This one seems to be a different one. I just want to make sure it's okay. Yeah. Alright, so the receive to is an issue. Undefined protocol is not implemented. Now let's look at. We need to figure out what test it is first. I think it's test game server. Listen socket. So it's probably in socket server test. I'm betting. You know what? There is a way to do this. I think it's mix test game server socket server. There we go. Socket acceptor. There we go. So that is the socket acceptor test. I think what we could do too, so that's good to know, socket acceptor test. I think we can do colon 22 and it'll just run the one test. Yes. And then here we got colon 30, run that test. That one passes. So, ooh. Huh. So it looks like if they run together, so it's looking like it's probably something to do with PID being registered. Client connected, so it's probably something to do with this. So this probably this PID. I wonder if we do spawn link, what we had before. So we're actually going to change this later. Thinking about this last night. To that just kills the process. Is we're actually going to turn this into a task. So here, turn this off. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so turn this into a task. Generally want to talk to these abstractions. Actually, no, in this case, no, task doesn't work in this case. So I guess we're fine with the process. Okay. So let's go back to business here. So what's happening is it's behaving, let's see here, it's probably something to do with this. So what we can do is we can say with socket stream receive function stream length for and do and jerk. See if that does the trick. Nope. Stream protocol input for that thing. Okay, let's see here. Stream reader line 11. What we could do is there's a lib game server util stream reader. And see if this will do the trick. So we're going to alias that thing. And we're going to do the stream reader. Receive stream. Let's try that. So this one is going to line 43. No clause matching that. So what we could do is we don't need to do that. And actually what we want to do is actually just want to use the stream reader here as well. And now we're not dealing with our socket at all. And that way we can say we have in the socket. So this seems reasonable. So let's try that. No, it's still not working. Okay, so the game server battle is not available. Lib game server battle execute. And it's 2. So what is the command ID and the data? Command ID and the command data. Do and okay. Oh. Let's use the right module name. What do you think? All right, there we go. So the socket acceptor test on 24. So we can just ignore these. We don't care about these. Just going to clean up our test a little. There we go. Mix test, and that should do all of them. There we go. Alright, so the socket stream handler test. Test game server socket stream handler test. It's not even being used. Okay. PI test game server socket stream handler test. Oops. PI lib game server socket stream handler. Oh, okay. Didn't do anything yet. So now we've got our read. I think this is coming together kind of well. The only thing we have a problem with is this spawn. We do want to spawn a link. And I wonder if we do this at this point, it'll still fail. We want it to fail and it doesn't. So I'm going to go with spawn link. And at one point we're going to need to monitor this. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at our monitors. So monitors with Elixir and extension Erlang is a way to quote monitor the process. So if the process goes down, we can either spin it back up, we can close the connection, we can handle it. So instead of with traditional object-oriented languages, when you have like try-catch blocks, Elixir doesn't do that. We don't try or catch anything. We don't handle exceptions. We just kill a process and start it back up. And it starts up fresh and new and we don't have to worry about it being in a weird state. We just kind of fail right now, and then we can reattach the state. And that's sort of the mentality going on with Erlang. So let's see here, we have spawn monitor. So in process, we could just monitor it. So this is inlined by the compiler, which is pretty cool. And now we need to trap it. I kind of forget how this works. So I might actually come back on this and continue on because it's not actually breaking our tests. So we actually go to the battle and we execute our command. Okay, so this is where we're at here. So I'm going to shut down some of this stuff. Nope, that's all shut down. So this is where we're actually going to take the command ID and the data and actually assign an action to it and actually handle the action. So there's a couple ways we can do this. I'm trying to decide how I want to do this. I think I want to run the battle in its own gen server. So bear with me here. I'm going to use xactor gen server, and we're going to export battle. I think that will be fine in regards to our tests. Okay, good. And now, what I'm thinking about is if we do execute, we can do a diff cast. Let's look back here at xactor. If we do a cast, we're going to pass it in its message, probably the command ID, and we're probably going to need to store the state of the game here. So, just kind of thinking through this, so we can def start link, do gen server. Actually, you know what? I think there's a I think that's okay. Oh no, let's see here. I want to do def start. Start link, because we want it to be linked. Do initial state. And for now, we're just going to pass it a map. I don't know for sure what this data structure is going to be fully yet, but still thinking about how this is going to come together. So def cast, and we're going to call this execute. And because it will pattern match something different, we should be okay. Command ID and our state, our data, and data, and our state is going to be game state, and do, let's see here, do, we're just going to leave it at that for now. So we're kind of at the point where when we get these different commands, we're going to have to sort of operate specifically on this. And maybe this might work better if we just do execute for. So look at here on our live game server socket acceptor. We're actually handling the player connect and the unit move. So we can actually handle it directly here. So we say this is, I wonder if we could get away with this guy. So I'm going to try player connect for, and see if this will compile in. It should. Player connect, and let's run a test on that. Undefined function initial state 1. So what's the problem here? Initial state. Data start link. Oh, I spelled it wrong. So that's still build, so that's good. And so now we can do at unit move to, that one will be 5. So now we can do def cast execute unit move to command data state game state, like that. Okay, so now we need to think about how we want to handle it. So we've got the player connect, we've got the command data. One thing we don't have is our player. And so I think I'm going to add the player to this. So, because we have it. So player, and that's going to break our tests. Unless I do this. And test game server socket separate test. I think if we, so this is all fine here, fine and dandy. Let's run the tests. Okay, so now here make proc start socket acceptor test game server socket acceptor test 24. Okay, so it's saying that we need to do one more mock. Okay. With mock this gets really tricky here, and I don't like, part of me doesn't like the way of having to mock out a lot of these pieces. Let's see here. I feel like I need to only mock what I need. The problem is this runs in its separate process as it listens to the data. And actually, one more thing I need to do is I need to listen socket. Anyways, okay, let's fix this problem first. So battle.execute send battle gen cast. It should be okay. But it will be a problem later. And actually, I'm going to change this to handle, no. So this is the problem. Is it's going to try and execute, because they'll try and pattern match against these guys. I don't want to do that. Let's take a look here. This just execute player command ID data. It should be okay. I'm just going to change this to handle command. It's a weird name, and I'm going to probably change it. Handle command. And see if that changes the test's minds. Should return a process if disconnected. That's a socket acceptor test. And this one already, so it's already started. I wonder if this is still causing a problem. It is. Okay. Alright, so that was the problem. So I should be able to put this back, because it should pattern match correctly, but it may not. No, it doesn't. What's it saying? Undefined function. Oh, there is no handle command. So let's go back to execute, which I like that better. And see if it lets us do that. Exit ugly. There we go. Okay, so that is okay. Okay, I feel better now. Okay. So now, the problem is that we're basically right back to where we were. And I like the idea of player connect matching. So I'm going to actually switch the signature around. I'm going to call this player command data. Player command data. And the problem is here. We're just going to execute to make it simple on the tests. Command ID player command data. Okay. E3. Now it should break. There we go. So, what we can do, if, I wonder what we can do, is we can actually do, I don't like the idea of having to mock this all the way down, but I don't really have much of a choice. So let's see here. Can I say here, game server, battle, execute function. We don't really care about the arguments. And that's return nil and do. And so, oops. So that's okay for that one. Make, put, I'm going to dry this up too. I don't like the way this is set up. And that still throws an exception. I don't think it should. Execute. In fact, I could probably just get away with this now. I'm going to mock it. And now we can go to here. And we do player. There we go. So it's mocked, and I'm not that excited about it, but something to def mock dependencies. And I think it's all made. Oh yeah, we'll do a callback. We should be able to do this. P, and then we can do callback.call pt1. I can do mock dependencies function. Should be able to end it here and format our code. And that should do it. Darn it. Didn't work. Didn't work. Oh, weird. Alright. Sorry, buddy. I gotta pause for a second. I got a phone call coming in. We're pausing.